How's it going, everybody? I'm Jeff Slakey here at the Mason County Senior Activities Center on Century Drive with Director Penny Wilson. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
It's good to see you.
I know.
Got here.
In person.
I got here a little early, and there was some line dancing going on.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
They look like a good, active group out there.
They're very active. I say, when people tell me, oh, you work at a senior center?
Sure.
And I say, no. Senior, they're like, oh, old people? I say, no. These are active people.
Yeah.
They just have more gray hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like day camp. You come, you eat, you socialize, you have fun, you play games, you might exercise, and then you go home and take a nap.
Uh-huh.
Just like day camp for kids.
Man.
But we're adults.
That's a good way to think about it. There was probably 35 people line dancing, a group of 10 just talking and crocheting, another group of 12 or so playing Mexican train. And it's always busy here.
You missed the cribbage guys at 8 o'clock
Oh,
this morning.
I missed the cribbage. I'm just relearning cribbage. That would have been perfect to come and play.
They play cribbage Monday through Friday.
I bet I would just get schooled in that one.
They're pretty nice. I only beat them once. I only play once a year, and I beat them.
Really?
But yeah, but I'm pretty nice. So.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll come back for that. The other thing that you do here is that you open up this great facility that has a top-notch kitchen to folks that for rental.
We do. It's a 16,000 square foot facility. We rent out the ballroom, the dining room. If it's big enough, we have the carpeted room where we do a lot of our exercise classes. That one ends up being a lot like changing rooms for brides. And,
Oh, yeah.
And just overflow. And the back part of the building, which is where our offices are, we don't rent out, but we also have a staff member during the event, at the event, in case you need an extension cord,
Yeah.
if you pop a breaker.
Oh, yeah, and that stuff happens.
It's making sure that the dishwashers shut off at the end of the night.
Uh-huh.
All of those little things.
And then spring and summer, the grounds outside are
Yes,
beautiful,
we
too.
have a full garden with fountains, and we're planning on putting roses in next year. And we have we grew pumpkins in the front gardens this year because we got soil from, I believe, Brady's, and there were pumpkin seeds in there, and so we grew pumpkins.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we have like 3 cute little pumpkins.
Let's talk about how you mentioned Brady. I know they're great in the in the community for organizations like this, and they help out many others as well. What is it like to have the community support, because you guys have no federal funding?
No, we have no federal funding. The only funding we have is grants and donors.
Nifty Thrifty.
And Nifty Thrifty, which is
Nifty
Thrifty is our major funding source.
Wow.
And they've been open since 1986. Before that, we did quarterly garage sales.
Oh my gosh.
We've been an organization since officially incorporated since 1981.
And so Nifty Thrifty is right on Railroad, and you can always find great deals and all sorts of things that are happening there at Nifty Thrifty to make sure that you have any sort of thrifting needs. People come from all over.
They come. We have younger people coming from Seattle to go through our vintage clothes because our prices are so good.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, we've become a destination to go to because we have really good items. And Michelle, our director, makes sure that they go through and they go through items, and if it's got a hole or a stain, it goes to clothing recycling. It doesn't make it out on the floor. And so we try and recycle as much as possible. We have book recycling, so if we have 30 of the same book, we send it to a book recycler. We only need 3.
Sure.
We also have a library. We have a lending library up here that we will cycle books through because seniors tend to be avid readers. And so we like to keep, take a book, leave a book. We also have take a puzzle, leave a puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of seniors are on fixed incomes. They can't afford $30 puzzles. And
right.
So here they can get a puzzle with cats or Coca-Cola or a Thomas Kincaid.
Are we still looking at 55 and better on
50.
that? 50 now?
Yeah, it's been 50 for quite a while. Hey, as soon as you can join ARP, you can join the senior center.
All right, all right. What are the membership dues? I mean, then what what does that go to? Just keeping the lights on, right?
Membership dues tends to pay for the newsletter.
Okay.
We mail out the newsletter every month. We do have a couple parties during the year.
Yeah.
It's $50 a year. We ask for a $1 donation for activities.
Okay.
So where other organizations might be $75 a month, we have some seniors who they come, they get a cup of coffee, they throw some change into the coffee donation, they eat, they socialize, then they have lunch, and then they go home. And it's an outlet. But you also get 20% off at Nifty Thrifty as a member.
Wow.
And there are special membership days where you get 33% off.
There are benefits to membership.
Well, if you spend $250 a year at Nifty Thrifty, it basically pays
Yeah,
for itself.
that's a good deal.
We have trips that we have member pricing for trips.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to Canada?
We've got a Canada trip, Eastern Canada and Ireland in 2025.
Wow.
But we also go to the zoo or Pike Place Market, different gardens. They're going to do a tour of the Japanese garden in Olympia.
Yeah.
And then go out to Japanese food afterwards. We've gone to the Kite Festival. There was a group who went to the Garlic Festival. We even have a shuttle. It's $5 to go to Oyster Fest.
Okay.
So that people don't have to worry about parking at Oyster Fest.
Well, that can be rough some
It can be
years.
very rough. And so our driver can drop you off at the front door.
Very cool.
And then we have handicap plates, and so we can just park in handicap. But this way, our seniors who may have mobility issues don't have to walk, a mile, depending on how busy Oyster Fest is going to be.
There's a lady in our community now, Julie Knott, and she's working on Blue Zones.
I love Blue Zones.
So let's talk about some of the activities here that you feel are helping extend the life of the senior members that are here.
Just socialization. Loneliness is a killer. It's the coming in and talking and being with people and just talking about the day or talking about the weather or my knee hurts because it's raining. It's that social aspect that is so important. Exercise is important. We have a whole program for people with Parkinson's disease. We've got a Parkinson's support group. We've got speech therapy. We've got boxing for that helps with Parkinson's or anyone who has had a stroke or just wants to build their upper body core strength. But it's the socialization that is so important.
Do you think both the Senior Activity Center here in Shelton, the hub up in Belfair, there's enough spread across the county for the resources, or there's some pockets where you're looking to maybe see if you can help out seniors elsewhere in Mason County?
We actually have seniors who live in Olympia who come here.
Oh, wow.
Because they like how safe they feel. The senior center in downtown Olympia can be scary for some people.
Sure.
And they don't want to drive over to Lacey on I-5 traffic.
Right.
So they come here. And there's a couple who have a weekender in Harstein Island who live in Tacoma, and they come here so they can take their trips. Because our trips are affordable, and we don't micromanage our members when they go on trips. Like if we go to the zoo, it's like, okay, everybody meet back here at 2.
Oh,
and then they scatter.
You don't give them a 15-minute itinerary that you need to be at the macaque petting zoo?
No,
oh my
you don't
gosh.
have to go as a group. You're not children.
I guess, I was just going to say that. They're adults. They can make their own choices.
They're adults. And maybe not everybody wants to look at penguins.
Maybe you're right, Penny. Maybe you're right.
Seniors are adults.
Yeah, they can do what they want.
So many people try and treat them like children.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. They come here and they're not being bossed around by their kids. They're not being bossed around by us. They can be themselves. And so many of them have such very interesting histories.
Sure.
One of our members who recently passed away was a race car driver in the 70s. One of the first women race car drivers in Pacific Northwest. We have a member, and she's also a board member, who was in the House of Representatives. Yeah.
Very cool.
We have a former judge. We've We have people who are city planners. We have a lot of retired military. Everyone has such an interesting history. And you just sit and talk, and then they find commonalities. The amount of people who were born and raised in Wisconsin, and here they are. It's, it's not just Shelton people who come. It's people from all over.
You can always learn more about the Mason County Senior Activity Center. Just come on up here. It's on Century Drive, just up the hill from Bruce Titus now, I guess, the Ford dealership. And so there's opportunities. You can take tours and learn more about this. If you are looking for rental space, I would highly encourage you coming here as well. I know there used to be expos here, parties, quinceañeras, weddings, the whole gambit like you mentioned. So it's a great facility, and very rarely is it quiet around here. There's always something going on.
There's always something going on. We do, for members, we do a Tuesday movie. And we have a projection screen we just play movies from like mid 80s, 90s, sometimes the 60s. We had Elvis a couple weeks ago. And it's, on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, and you're like, I want to do something. I don't want to be home, but where do I go?
Yeah, well, you come right here to the Mason County Senior Activity Center. If you have trouble traveling here, you can always call Dial a Ride, and Mason Transit will get you out here as well. And then that's a good note on the Oyster Fest shuttle that's coming up that weekend, the first full weekend in October. Penny Wilson here at the Senior Center. Did I miss anything? We went through a lot there.
We have lunch Monday through Friday.
Yeah?
Yeah. Noon Monday through Thursday and 11:30 on Fridays. It's open to seniors who are 50 and over, and we just ask for a $4 donation towards the cost of lunch.
That's a great one there. So thank you for some time.
You're welcome.